Hey, welcome to Mama Mandala, where magic is somatic. We're going to take the magic of the archetype of Leo and make it somatic, bring it into our bodies, bring it into our practice. I'm Hagar, by the way, and this archetype invites us to cultivate our strength, to gather our power, right? We have this wildness, this untamed, creative, and dangerous, in a way, energy of the lion, of our most beastie kind of parts, that is also a representation of sovereignty and royal, regal kind of an energy. So it has this opposing qualities that make it complex, like we are. I love how every archetype in the zodiac, you can actually see that it has in it ways for us to understand ourselves and society and each other in the ways of nuance, complexity, and many pieces that put together what the archetype is. And think about that. If each archetype has kind of opposing aspects, and we have so many different archetypes living inside of us, how rich, nuanced, complex, and wild of a puzzle we are. And to kind of add to it, we're always changing. So what a wonderful opportunity and an invitation to receive this great power and to decide again and again, every breath, every moment, every year, every decade, every month, wherever you find yourself, a way to gather and harness your power, and also keep enough room for the changeability, for the breath of life, for the creativity. And so Leo invites us to gather and harness our greatest strengths to cultivate our power and our capacities and our capabilities, and to leave enough room, like when you grow a garden, you trim and you manicure and you take care and you pull the weeds out, and you leave enough room for the wild to come through and give it life. So let's do this. Take a moment, stand in the middle of your mat with your feet as wide as your hips, with your arms by your sides, and allow your eyes to soften. You don't have to close them right away, but allow them to become a little softer so that you can see yourself inwardly, so that you can be with yourself, making room for yourself in this moment. Inhale slowly and circle your arms, reach them up and over your head. And with an exhalation, join your hands together and slowly lower them through the front of your face to the front of your heart, and then all the way down. And once again, inhale, arms reach up. Join the hands and exhale, slowly lower your hands through the front of your face and to the front of your heart, and then all the way down. And again, inhale and reach your arms up. And exhale slowly with your hands together, lower them to the heart, and then release them toward the ground. Separate your feet wide apart. Place your left hand over your heart and your right hand over your belly, and inhale deeply and make your belly and your chest broad and big. And with an exhalation, bend your knees a little bit and soften your belly back. And inhale, stretch your legs straight. And if you haven't already, bring a tone to the back of the throat as you exhale and bend your knees a little bit. Keep your spine long. Inhale, stretch your legs straight. Your knees are going to want to widen a little bit. You can let them, because you want them to be as wide as your ankles. Tone the back of the throat so your breath makes this resonant sound. Inhale, stand tall, reach your arms all the way up. And exhale, bend the knees and bring your hands to your thighs. Reach your chest forward and your hips back. Inhale, stretch your legs straight and reach your arms up. With the tone in the back of the throat, harnessing the power of the breath. Bend the knees, hands to your thighs and knees. Reach your hips back and your chest forward. Inhale. Reach up. Exhale. Bend the knees and bring your hands to your thighs. Reach your hips back and your chest forward. Stay here and inhale. Reach your hips back and your chest forward a little bit more. Arch your back and exhale slowly like a cat, like a lion. Round your back and look in towards your navel. Inhale and arch your back through the tone in the back of the throat so your breath makes this resonant sound. Exhale, round your back. Push with your hands into your knees, round the back. So you're moving yourself in many directions. Inhale, hips back, chest forward. That's how we learn more about what our powers are so that we can gather them. Exhale and round your back. That's how we find the creative flow that isn't in our control. Inhale, reach your hips back and your chest forward one more time. And this time with an exhalation, keep your knees bent and bring your fingertips down to the floor. So it's a little bit of an animalistic, right? Your knees are bent. Inhale, chest forward, hips back. Knees are still bent. And exhale, fold back in. Knees are bent. You're connecting your body to the beast inside of you. Inhale, chest forward, hips back. We don't want that beast to be in charge, right? Because that can be dangerous. Exhale, fold in, but we want to give it room and space to breathe. How do you befriend it? Inhale, hips back, chest forward. Through the tone in the back of the throat, we can start to do that because we're not in control of our breath. Exhale, fold back in. Now, stretch your legs straight and stretch your spine long. Look forward. And if your legs can straighten, put your hands on something. Exhale, fold in. So you can put your hands on a couch or on a chair, on a table, so that your legs can be straight, but your hands are holding onto something. Inhale and look forward. Reach your hips back. Exhale, fold back in. The tone in the back of the throat isn't controlling the breath. Inhale, reach your chest forward and your hips back, but it is gathering the power of the breath and directing its flow. Exhale, fold back in. What else in your life, what else in yourself needs a little bit of that harnessing, that gathering? Inhale, look forward, reach your hips back and your chest forward. And exhale, fold back in. Keep breathing deep and slow through the tone in the back of the throat. Walk your hands to the right. I'm going to mirror you. Hands to the right, turn your right toes out and bend your right knee. Walk your hands away, diagonally, away from your right foot. Hands down on the floor, hips up. Do you feel how your right knee wants to knock in toward your right arm bone? So don't let it so much. Widen the right knee to the right. That's going to help strengthen your gluteus muscles and create a little bit more stability in your sacroiliac joint on your right side right now. So it's strengthening you, connecting you, gathering you, and also helping support your knee, keeping it safe. Now we'll do a little bit of a lion's breath. Ready? Deep breath in. It's so fun to do. It's very Leo style. Exhale, you're going to stick your tongue out toward your chin and roll your eyes up. Oh yeah, and make that wild and crazy sound in your throat. Inhale deeply, hips back, chest forward. Look with your eyes up toward your forehead, toward your third eye. Let's do it one more time. Inhale deeply. And stick your tongue out wide and wild. I know it feels a little silly. That's okay. Walk your hands through the center. Turn your right toes in. And exhale, turn your left toes out. Again, I'm mirroring you. Bend your left knee and walk your hands away from your left foot. Doing something that makes us feel a little bit uncomfortable, a little silly, is also a way for us to work with the out of controlness that our animal nature invites us to touch, and how to gather the feeling of being embarrassed, pull it into the center, not try to push it away, pull it into our center, move the parts that are uncomfortable closer in, gather it. And how do we turn that into fuel, into something that can be supportive? How do we turn it into something that helps us in our lives and helps us strengthen? Deep breath in. And let's lion breath it. Tongue out, eyes up towards the third eye. Inhale deeply. Legs are strong, feet are rooted. I know you think I'm crazy. I don't care. I do, but inhale deeply. So playful and silly. And how do you feel after you do that? Stretch your legs straight. Turn your left toes in. Fold forward in the space between your legs. Fold in. Stay up high on your fingertips. Maybe it's not embarrassing for you and it doesn't feel silly, which is great also. No problem. That's fantastic. However it makes you feel, notice how it makes you feel, not just emotionally, but also physically. Breathe in with a tone in the back of your throat, in and out through your nose. And notice the quality of your breath after this lion breath. Inhale, look forward, hips back, chest forward. And exhale, walk your upper body to the right. Again, mirroring you. Right toes out. Bring your right hand on the inside of your right leg and come up higher on the fingertips of your right hand. If this is too much for you, put your right forearm on your right thigh. Stretch your left arm up and over your head and root and ground into the earth. So even when we ground and root ourselves, what we're rooting into is a wild, fierce, ever-changing entity of which we are a part. I'm noticing that my back foot is a little too far forward. I feel it in my body. So you can look at it. You want your front heel, in this case your right heel, to be aligned more or less with the middle of your the middle of the foot, your left foot. So I noticed that it's not where I want it to be and where it feels good, so I change it. I move it a little bit. We have the ability to change things. Push your elbow and your knee into each other, bend deep into your right knee, root both feet into the earth, but also pull them towards one another and extend long through your spine, all the way out through the fingertips of your left hand. Deep breath in. Exhale, keep your legs strong as you touch the earth with your left hand. Turn your right toes in and walk your upper body to the left. Turn your left toes out and bring your left hand on the inside of your left leg. Left elbow and left knee press into each other, or left forearm to left thigh if you need to elevate and back up a little bit. Right arm up and over your head as you breathe. Making room to being with yourself so that you can invite yourself, so that you can gather yourself. Are you listening to where you are? Because if not, if we're all over the place, it's really hard to listen. But if we don't listen, we can't gather ourselves. So one has to work with the other. So gather yourself by listening to your breath. And it's maybe not right now in this moment in this practice, but you can take it from this practice into your life. Push the elbow and the knee into each other so that there's strength, there's connection, there's a gathering in the middle, in the space between things. Root your feet into the earth so that you feel connection to something greater than yourself. Pull the front of your hip bones towards one another to gather your strength in your belly and stretch long for one more breath. Exhale, right hand down to the floor, walk your upper body to the center, turn your left toes in and fold in. Inhale, look forward. And exhale, fold back in. Heel toe, your feet back to hip distance apart and ground both of your feet into the earth. You might need to bend your knees for this. Again, a reminder that that is absolutely fine. Bend your knees or put your hands on something. Inhale, ground through both of your legs, hips back, chest forward to rise up, arms up to the sky. And exhale, join your hands and lower them through the front of your face to the front of your heart, and then bring them to your belly. Take a deep breath in, and then push the air out by pulling your belly in. Again, deep breath in. And push the air out by pulling your belly in. Make that sound through the back of the throat, so it's not nasally, but more throaty. Inhale. So the belly pulls in to push the air out. And we're going to do Kapalabhati, breath of fire, shining skull breath, to activate the fire in us, that transformative aspect quality of Leo, of the lion, of this archetype. We're going to use the same movement of pushing the air out by pulling the belly in. If this rhythm, keep going. If this rhythm is too slow for you, you can do it faster. Keep going. If that's too fast for you, you can go as slow as you need to. You can even go, if this is a lot for you, because Kapalabhati is a lot, you might want to do just simply inhale and then push the air out with your belly pulling in, like we did when we, a couple of moments ago when we were prepping for it. So choose your fire. Your eyes can close if that feels good. Keep going. Go at the pace that works for you. And in order to gather your strength and in order to create who you are working on becoming, we're always becoming. We are ever in the process of changing and transforming and becoming more versions of ourselves. So use the fire of this breath to alchemize, to transform, to transmute. Pour what you want to shift in your life into the fire of this breath and keep going. Your hands can stay on your belly, or you can keep breathing and simply circle the arms around to bring them up. And circle the arms slowly to bring them down. And keep doing breath of fire as you circle the arms up and down. Or you can keep your hands on your belly. Keep going. And if you need to pause and take little breaks, you absolutely can. That doesn't make you less strong. It makes you more connected to your animal nature when you listen to your body. You're with your lion. You're not fighting it. You're with it. Does it need to pause to take a few slower breaths before coming back? Do so if needed, a little bit more. And if your lion needs that challenge, keep going. Maybe a little faster, maybe a little bit more powerful in the movement of your belly. Just a little bit more. You can do this. And then hands on the belly, exhale slowly all the way out. So the exhalation that pours the air out now is slow. And then inhale all the way in. And breathe slowly all the way out. Inhale and reach your arms up. Eyes open or closed. Exhale, fold forward. Your knees can bend or you can go all the way down and in. Stretch the legs straight or bend your knees, whatever feels more aligned with what your body needs, your animal needs. If you can, if that feels okay, bring the middle and index fingers to hold your big toe and pull the big toe as you, with your fingers, as you press the big toe down into the fingers. Draw the scapulas, the shoulder blades, a little bit towards each other, but also broaden them. As we gather things closer in, we want to give it breath. We want to let it stay broad and expansive. We want to make sure we're not going into a controlling quality. Release the fingertips and separate your feet a little bit wider. Keep your toes slightly turned out as you move your hips a little side to side and your torso a little bit into the space between your thighs, and bring your hips down to the floor. You can put something underneath your hips if you need to, if this is too much. And if it's way too much, you can just take a seat. Hands together in front of the heart for a moment. Breathe in. And breathe out. We're not trying to control. We're trying to harness the power and direct it, leaving enough room for the wildness, for the madness, so that we can stay creative and changing. We're not suffocating. We are working with our parts. Bring your hips down to the floor. Bring the soles of your feet together and move your hips a little bit side to side. You can sit up on a blanket to elevate your hips. If you feel like your back is rounding and your knees are really high up, sitting up on something is a really good idea. It's a great way to take care of yourself. Hold your ankles with your hands if you can, and pull on the ankles as you lift your spine. Tilt your pubic bone towards the floor and lengthen your spine up towards the sky. Deep, slow inhale. And with an exhalation, send your chest towards your feet. Slowly, stay long and strong. Walk your fingertips forward if you can. You might stay seated. This might be enough. You might feel a lot of a stretch right here seated, and this is great. You can stay right here and breathe with your eyes open or closed, breathing into your center. And if you want to go forward and deeper, go for it. If that feels okay and it doesn't hurt your sacrum or your lower back or your hips, amazing. Breathe slowly. Always in that process of listening to our body, to our minds. Our minds are going to take us in all kinds of directions. We want to be able to let our minds wander and dream and imagine and catch when we're going to places that are not healthy for us, and pull it back into the center. Bring ourselves back into this moment, this breath, this place. Bring it into a woven conversation, a tapestry where you have a thread that you can weave the conversation your mind is going into that isn't healthy for you. Have a different thread to pull into that. Slowly walk up, walk in, a little lion thread. And then take a seat right here. If sitting right now is not what you want to do and you want to lie down on your back, you can. I'm just going to sit for a quick meditation here. Move your hips a little bit side to side. Hands rest on your knees or on your thighs. Palms facing down if that feels okay for you. So you're grounding the energy. But if you prefer palms up, you do as you please. You can release Ujjayi breath. You release the effort. And allow the breath to breathe you. And your mind's going to try to do all kinds of things, go to all kinds of places. Notice where it's going, because maybe where it's going is into a place that can help you. Maybe ideas come up. So don't close the door. But also, if it's just a chatter, bring it back in and follow the rise and fall of your breath. And notice how you are, how you're feeling in your body, the qualities of your emotions, the energy in your mind. And then bring it all together. Bring yourself here. Bring your hands together in front of the heart. Turn yourself, your wildness and sovereignty, your untamed and your regal, your animal and your artist, all and everything that's in between. Bring it together as the hands join in Anjali Mudra, the gesture of the heart's deepest offering, and offer this beautifully woven together tapestry of you. Offer it to yourself and offer it to more than you. And as we leave this space, we keep doing the work. Thank you so much for joining me. I am so grateful to have had this moment with you. Thank you so much. And if you liked it, put a like on it. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Head over to mamamandala.com. I will leave a link for you in the description of the video so that you can head over there, check out the different essays, poetry, different things that are going on, and subscribe to our mailing list to get inspiration directly in your mailbox. Meaningful, deep, contemplative, thought-provoking ideas and inspirations that are going to come your way, and announcements for our upcoming events and courses. There is a course coming up that works very deeply into that power of harnessing the power of harnessing our power, and that's coming up really soon. So do subscribe to the mailing list so that you can get the announcements about that. And I am going to leave you with some good vibes. Thank you so much. Namaste.